as well. And here's a recap of the special offers right there. And remember, to get Ninja's special offer, all you do is send an email to sales@ninjatrader.com and put the subject, put TradingPub webinars. Okay, there you go. So you can save that link if you want to save it and take a look at it. Then that might be helpful to you. All right. Well, it's kind of interesting. Let me ask a question. How many of you have gotten into a trade, and just type in yes or no? How many of you have gotten into a trade? It stopped you out, but then it ended up being a great trade. So like you got long, it went down to your stop, hit your stop, then turned around and was a great trade. Right? Many times. I think everybody in here would say happens many times. Or another scenario, maybe you get into a trade and the market gaps down, it goes below your stop, and then you're in trouble and take a big loss. It happens. Yeah, it happens way too often. So first of all, one thing to take away from this, if that's happened to you and you felt like that you were the only one out there in the universe that always had that happen, guess what? You're not alone. You can see that in the room. I'll tell you, it happens to me frequently. Don, all you have to do is go to our website. It's tradingpub.com. Click free education, and that will take you to all the previous recordings. You can choose your subject there. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to give you a quick intro into Nadex. I think that the majority of people in this room, I would say, are retail traders. And when you hear the term retail trader, it can also be used as individual traders. There's a couple different types of traders. There's the retail trader, which is kind of the individual active trader. You're trading your own money. And then there's the professional trader. And the professional trader is more of the institutional guy, money managers, the big guys. We're not really catering to that crowd. We're catering to the individual active trader crowd, which is what you guys are. So again, the interesting thing here is Nadex is a new exchange that is geared solely towards individual active traders. So it's geared to people like me, people like you. It's not geared to the big guys. And so that's one of the beneficial things. Now, there's two types of products that Nadex has. Basically, they have a binary option product and then what's called a bull spread. And we'll talk about the bull spreads some today. Because one thing I've found, and I know, I'm sure the guys who spoke about this, who spoke earlier today would agree, is that a lot of people make the mistake in trading, basically, of kind of jumping the gun and trading real money before they're ready. And then you make a lot of mistakes, you lose money, but you've learned a lot. But by the time that you actually get it figured out, you've already lost a lot of money. Now there's one school of thought that says, well, just use a simulator. Well, I can tell you, I've got a personal rule of sim. So my personal rule of sim is if you make money in a sim account, all right, if you make money in a sim account, that does not mean that you'll necessarily make money in a live account. All right. So again, just because you make money in a sim account doesn't mean you'll necessarily make money in a live account. Now, if you can't make money in a sim account, all right, here's the second part of Morgan's rule of sim. If you can't make money in a live account, then that definitely means you won't make money in a sim account. So a sim account's good to learn the platform, to practice, but it's not going to necessarily translate into a live account. Now, if you can't make money in the sim account, there's no point going into the live account. But if you do make money in the sim account, you still might struggle going into the live account because there's just a difference, whether you're trading one contract or 10 contracts. As soon as you have real money on the line, you think differently, and it's going to affect your trading. So one of the advantages to Nadex that we'll talk about is the fact that you can trade live money but trade at a much lower cost and much lower risk. All right. And here's something interesting. Here's a quick risk disclosure. Most risk disclosures you see, we'll talk about how futures trading, options trading is not suitable for everyone. When you use leverage, you can lose more than you actually have in the account. One thing with Nadex is every trade you take is defined risk. So again, every trade you take equals defined risk and profit. So you know how much you can lose and how much you can make. So whether there's a flash crash or Armageddon or whatever, you know your defined risk on the trade. Nadex is the North American Derivative Exchange. It's CFTC registered. And this is very important. A lot of you guys have probably traded or heard or seen ads for binary options. Be very cautious about binary options. So be very cautious, and I'll say this, about offshore binary options, okay? Be very cautious about offshore binary option firms. I got an email from someone that, one of our patrons that um, had put $10,000 in a binary options account offshore and was having trouble getting the money back. And this is a good story. I got an email once to the TradingPub email from a binary options firm that was, I think, located in Cyprus. And again, nothing against Cyprus or anything, but this firm said, hey, send us, if you'll help send us accounts, we'll give you, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like up to $1,000 per account that we referred that way, and or it was like they would pay us a percentage of whatever the person deposited up to a very high amount, like $1,000, and you know, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, that's a lot of money to be paying me. And so I Googled the firm, and of course it sounded kind of hokey, so I wasn't going to do it. But I Googled the firm, and I found some reviews. Basically, people put their money in and never could get it out. And I thought, no wonder they're paying people so much. But again, you know, we're not going to refer you to people like that. So be very cautious about when you see ads about big account bonuses or this or that. The reason we like Nadex is it's registered with the CFTC. They're a regulated firm, the funds are segregated, and it's just an exchange. They're not trading against you. So again, they're just facilitating orders. It's not like you're trading against your broker there. So again, it's very important to understand that. The contracts are designed for the retail trader, has a low cost of entry, limited risk. All contracts are fully collateralized, and it's the only U.S. exchange that accepts direct retail members. All right, so let's talk about a bull spread real quick, and I want to kind of show you the power of this thing, and then I'm going to give you access to one of our free libraries. But basically a bull spread, and think of it, you know, it's called a bull spread, but you can be both long and short. It's kind of like a call spread if you've traded options before. It's a simple short-term contract. They've got daily and intraday contracts, limited risk, fully collateralized, and it's very similar to a vertical call option spread. Basically, the way it works is it's like trading a contract with a floor and a ceiling. You can trade it long or short, and they've got contracts in the financials, so basically like contracts that are priced based on the S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq. They call the S&P the US 500, the Dow's the US 30, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so let's take a look at this. Here's an example of crude, and this is just a chart. Let's say that you buy crude oil. Let's say that you buy crude oil here, and how many people have done this? And is basically you buy and replace crude. It could be any contract, but you buy it at 75, and this is what the chart does. How many people have had that happen? You put a stop in at 74, and it does that, right? So you bought at 75, came down to 74, stops you out, right? It happens, all right? Now here's what happens next. Is it comes back up, gets back to 75, and then it starts going up, right? Now again, that probably hasn't happened to you guys, but it's happened to me before. Now with a stop, if you're trading with a stop, you'll have that happen. Basically where you're long, it stops you out, end of story. The way that Nadex contracts work is that it's a time-based spread. So let's say that you bought this and this was the daily contract. Well, you bought at 75, your max loss is 74. Whether it trades at 74, 73.99, 73 even, or 0, the most you lose is that dollar in between 75 and 74. Now, if the contract happens to come back from the dead, then you're still in this contract with Nadex, whereas if you had a stop working, it stopped you out and took you out of the trade. So again, it's very, very important. Now, here's the thing. You don't simply just buy this contract and hold on to it. You can trade in and out of it. So you could buy it here, starts to go down, you could say, hey, I'm getting out of this and get out. And then it comes down and starts to come back and you could get back in. You can trade it throughout the day. You can get in and get out. You don't have to stay until expiration. But you still have that opportunity where the trade could come back. If it came back, you still take part in it. So again, here's another example just to kind of show you. And they have different ranges. So like here's a contract at expiration that can trade basically, that you got in the trade, it came down. This is just another way of looking at that example. it came down and came back, and before expiration it rallied back above your profit point. So if you had held this trade the whole time, you could have made money. Now obviously if you're trading futures, you use a stop, then effectively you're kind of out of luck. But again, it's a popular thing, and the way the ranges work, basically it can go anywhere from 75 to 80. Now here's kind of the cool thing, is there's several different ranges, okay? There's several different ranges that it can trade. So let's say that there's a spread that's 75 by 80, all right? Let's say there's a spread that's 75 by 80. Now, if we're trading here around 75.10, okay, 75.10, you could actually buy that contract, okay, at 75.10, and your max risk would be the bottom of that spread. It would be the floor. So if you buy, whenever you buy a spread on Nadex, max loss is the floor. All right. So again, max loss is the floor. Whenever you sell a spread on Nadex, max loss is the ceiling, and then max profit would be the floor. Okay. So again, think about it this way: if you see a Nadex spread, that the Nadex spread is priced as 75 to 80, and the contract, I'll say underlying contract is trading at 75.10, all right, if you were to sell that contract, if you were to short that contract, max profit equals 10 cents, max loss equals $3.90. That would not be a very good trade from a risk-reward standpoint, because the most it can go down is 10 cents, the most it can go up is $3.90. Now vice versa, if you buy that contract at 10 cents, okay, if you buy that contract with 10 cents, then the most you can lose is 10 cents, and the most you can make is $3.90. So again, it's very important to understand that it has a really good, you can get some really good opportunities, especially in volatile markets. One thing I like, if you trade oil or gold when they're moving a whole lot, you can get into some trades, risk 20 bucks and stay long oil all day, or get short gold, risk $50 and stay short gold all day. Probably $4.90. Yeah, $4.90. My math's off. There you go. I can't count. There you go. Can't count. That's that's the reason. So again, here's the example here that you see that you bought at 75. These contracts are cash settled at the end of the day. So basically, the way this would work, if you bought at 75, it's settled at 77, so you'd have a $2 profit there. Good question. Who takes the other side? Other traders. Okay. Nadex is only an exchange, and that's what separates them from a lot of the binary firms that you see out there. A lot of the binary firms will do something, you'll see something like 70% payout, where you see like a 70% payout, and that means that they're taking 30% of the take or something like that. Well, Nadex is only an exchange, okay? So Nadex only is an exchange. They charge an exchange fee, which is very reasonable. Now, again, you can trade these intraday. You could buy it at 75 and it pops up, you get out at 76.10. And it goes up to 78, you could sell it at 78. You could sell it at 76.60. You can trade it throughout the day. And here's how things, Antonio, who else is an exchange? I believe the company that owns Nadex, I don't think they're set up as an exchange in the UK, so I'll have to get an answer for that. Right now, Nadex is only accepting US clients. They're working on accepting international clients, so they'll do that soon, probably within the next couple of months. Yeah, just like the CME fee is $1.28, the Nadex fee is much less. I think it's 90 cents a contract, and it maxes out after 10 contracts. So basically, if you trade 10 contracts, the commission would be $9. If you traded 20 contracts, the commission is still just $9. So does that make sense? So it's 90 cents a contract, but it maxes out at 90 cents a contract. That's each side. So so if you traded a one lot, it'd be 90 cents in and 90 cents out. But here's an example, like the contracts they trade, the financials, the commodities, the spot forex. Basically, you can trade either binary options or bull spreads. And what I'm talking about here is, yeah, the exchange fee is 90 cents per side, but it has a max fee of $9 basically. So once you start trading more than 10 contracts, you're still only paying $9. So obviously that would increase your kind of per contract fee. But the way that this works is you'll have daily expirations or daily spreads here, and then you'll have intraday spreads that come up. The intraday spreads will typically be tighter. So like here on the euro, you see 129.50 to 130.50. Then they've got a wider one that's 127.50 to 132.50. You can trade the DAX using Nadex. It has, or all the Nadex contracts are based on underlying futures, so they have a DAX product, they have a Nikkei product. Eric, that would be for a 10 lot. For a 10 lot. For a 1 lot, it would be 90 cents. Right, correct, each side. So again, here's an example. Here's an example of the euro, looking at the euro, trading it in a range, how that would trade if you had the floor and the ceiling basically there, that you got long, it stopped you out. And then here's the spread ceiling at 130, 150, spread floor at 129 that you're trading there. And this is kind of what I was showing. Nadex, you don't have to have a broker to go through Nadex. It's just it's simply an exchange. But you could sell a spread here. So if you're trading the euro, let's say that you sell 10 at 131.25, the ceiling's at 131.50, so 25 cents is your max loss. So again, 25 cents is max loss. Yeah, it's a very competitive pricing structure. So again, 25 cents is your max loss. Basically, your max gain would be about, looks like $1.15. So I won't type it in because my math's bad. Yeah, they do have oil and gas and copper. They have oil, natural gas, they've got copper, they've got soybeans, they have corn. How do you get your money to Nadex? Okay, the funding that they have is easy. You can either send, you can obviously send a check or a wire, but you trade directly with the exchange. But you either send a check or a wire, or the other way is they have an e-check deposit, which is kind of cool. You just put in your routing number, kind of like a direct deposit. And when you put in your routing number and info, they automatically give you like, let's say that I want to fund with 500 bucks. Let's say I want to fund with 500 bucks. Well, I go in and put it in, and what they'll do is they'll go ahead and give me immediate credit for 250 of that, and I can start trading. And then once the money clears, I'll get the full 500. So again, here's an example of that trade. But the cool thing here, and there's some advanced strategies you can do that you can use this to hedge against futures. Like, let's say that, for instance, I wanted to be long the euro, and I don't have time to get into this today, but we've got recordings on it that I'll send you a copy of. But let's say you get long the euro on the future side, then you can sell a spread here on the euro on Nadex, and basically you've got the trade protected. You can stay long the euro all day with a max loss of about 150 bucks. Yes, they do have a demo. Here's a link to the demo if you guys want to take them up on a demo. Basically do that. And I tell you what, there's the demo's 2 weeks, but if you open a live account, you can get it extended for a year, and I'll send you the information for that also. All right, so again, here's a recap of the fees. Basically, there's no membership fee to join Nadex. The initial deposit for an account is only 100 bucks. I would honestly recommend, yeah, you can trade a FTSE contract off of that. The only thing is right now it's available to U.S. clients only, and probably a month or two they're going to be available to international clients. But the way that this works is the exchange fee is $90 per lot per side in and out. Expiration fee $90 per lot on successful trades only. So if you buy a trade, if you get in a trade and it's a losing trade and you just let it expire, you don't pay commission on the way out. And then fees are capped at $9 per order. All right, so what we've done is we put together kind of a library of free Nadex videos, and there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do that basically all you have to do, if you click on that link that I just posted, the routing number funding is by ACH, right? Okay, if you click on this link, so gain access to our Nadex library. All right, there's the link right there. And you just put your information in, and it asks for your phone number. I promise you it's not for people to hound you. It's just that the customer support at Nadex might call and help you, help go over the platform and answer any questions you have. It's not going to be a sales thing, but basically just put in your first name, last name, email, phone number, and then put in your Nadex account status if you don't have an account, if you have a live account, or if you have a demo account. And let's see, it's not posting. Or you can go to that link. You see where I have on the website, here's the link for Nadex library. Okay, did that work? Is everybody able to see the link? Leela, okay, yeah, if you have a demo, or if you have a live account and you want to get your demo extended, send an email to dancook@nadex.com. No, you can't trade the E-minis through there. Nadex has a product that is priced based on the E-mini. It's like a derivative. They call it the US 500. Obviously, they can't call it the E-mini because that's the CME's product, but it's priced based on the underlying CME future. Okay. Okay, where would I learn? Faye, put this info in. If you put your info in at this form, basically what I'll do is it automatically emails you several different educational links on Nadex that you can access. So again, just put your information in there. All right, everyone, and I've got a recap of everything. Eric, everything is based on the exchanges platform. So they're going to be rolling out to different FCMs and futures platforms very soon. All right, so again, you can go to that link, recap all the offers real quick. I'll just kind of run you through this. Remember Ross Mullins? Let me ask you this question. Who has been here for the whole presentation? Who's been here since 9 o'clock this morning? I know I have. Wow, looks like a lot of people. Goodness gracious. Looks like an outstanding crowd. Good deal. You guys are some dedicated traders. Yeah, and the room was full. I apologize about that. You guys have been an outstanding crowd today. Couldn't ask for a better group of attendees. We'll get the recording posted hopefully on Monday. So again, I'm going to try to get the recording posted to you guys hopefully on Monday as early as I can. What I try to do, just to kind of give you an idea if you haven't been to our site before, is I post all of the recordings on our website, which is TradingPub.com. We'll post them all as separate sessions. So again, we'll post them all as separate sessions for you. And again, you basically can go and view the ones you want. You can go to this website here, which is TradingPub.com. I posted it as an announcement. Hopefully you guys have seen that on the announcement side. But again, you can view all the past recordings there, all the special offers there. We appreciate you guys being with us. Our next event is going to be on Tuesday. So again, our next event will be on Tuesday at the market close. When we shut this room down, you guys will have the opportunity to register for that. Basically, you can also just go to tradingpub.com/events. All right, everyone, we appreciate you guys being here. Excellent day. If there's anything we can ever do for you, please do not hesitate to let us know. We try to just provide free quality trading education for you. And be sure to take up these guys on their offers, learn more about them, spend some time with them, see if you feel like it's for you. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, then that's great as well. But again, we'll get a copy out to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And again, we appreciate you guys taking